So today's video is going to be something a little bit different. I'm going to be potting up a cutting. It's not any ordinary sort of cutting. It's an English willow tree which used to be the branch of a bigger tree which I cut off. I just put it in a bucket of water, left it for a few weeks. I've taken it out of the bucket today to have a look at it, and this is what I've got. How about that for a root system? That's purely in a bucket of water for a few weeks, and all of those roots have developed. That is the size of the branch that we cut off the tree. It's at least, what, 3 to 4 inches long and a good 2 inches wide. You can see all the callousing around the outside where it's started to put out the roots, and as you can see, it's just a mass of root. Where this branch actually went under the water, you can see it's even started to send out roots from the branch itself. So because most of the tree is going in a leftwards direction, this branch is very low down. I think I'll just saw that one off, make a new tree out of that, and have a leaning tree out of this. So before we do anything else, we'll saw off that branch. So here we go. Not the easiest. Tease the roots. So that's got a lovely set of roots on it anyway, so we'll take off all of these high ones. They're not going to be any good, so just leave all of those to sustain the tree. That just goes back in a bucket of water, and then we'll decide which of those two trunks we're going to use. So back to the main tree. Put it in this large bucket that I just found lying around at the back of the garage. Really, all I'm going to do is put that in there, find an angle for it to sit at, tie it into position, and then we cultivate the tree as we go through the next few years. Just try and ease those roots out a bit, that's better. Right. So, let's find the angle that we want. These top roots can come off, they're in the wrong position. Right, so I think we're going to have a leaning style like so. So I just need to get some wire to tie that into position. Skip the wire cutters. That piece might be okay. There's one piece. So now another piece. Right. So, sorry about the noise coming from next door. It's like someone's sawing something over there. So, I'll anchor that into that hole there. Just tie that around. Give it a twist with the gin pliers. Thought might happen. It's so old it's broken. Right. Never fear, we'll try the other side. Got two holes the other side, hopefully you can use. Perhaps I need thinner wire. That looks okay. Right, so let's put it down the other way. Let's put those out as best we can. We right around the tree first. Slight twist. Thread that through there. This one through the other side. Back up. Twist it around there for now. Right, so that's holding it, so all I need to do is adjust for the angle. That's it. A bit tighter. Wrap it around. That's going to hold that there. It's pretty firm already without any soil in it, so that's good. Let's tuck the roots in. Right, so let's fill up with some soil. Tools out of the way, don't want to get them too dirty. Right, a couple more scoops. Right, just bring that down. Probably been in the pot in the water for probably about 6 weeks, I suppose. Just getting all of those roots. It's a good thing with willows, they're one of the, if not the easiest tree to root. As you saw, anything up to 4 or 5 inches across can root successfully. If you've got one tree, you want to expand your collection, the willows are true to have, because even little pieces like this, cut them off, put them in a little jar of water, and in a few weeks you've got roots, you can pop them up, sell them on, start a little business up quite easily, just selling willow trees on their own. And as you can see, after a few years of growth in the ground, the parent tree of this one is grown in the front garden, and you can see the lovely fissures in the bark that comes on. All of the green is new wood, known wood about 2 years old, but you can get lovely scars, and that's going to make a lovely leaning / windswept tree. Just needs to be top pruned, selected branches, take them out, so we'll do that. So these small ones down the bottom, they're not going to be in the final design, they're far too small, and the bark above it is rugged. This is too close to the corner. So anything like this one that's on the inside of the branch, take those out because you don't want them going back in towards the tree. And make a nice little goblet shape if you can. I think we'll take that one out. Take that back halfway, just trim that a little bit. That one's no good, it's dead. Right, so it's a question now of deciding which branches we're going to keep for the design. The one good thing about this is there are plenty of branches on there to choose from. I've got too many really to make a decision. A lot of them are grown in the wrong way, but these can always be bent over and turn into a weeping willow tree. So let's take that one out as well. Don't want that one, or that small one there. Let's get rid of those. That one can come out. It's too small, and they sprout back readily. So yeah, you could cut everything off of this tree. You wouldn't do any real damage. You've seen how much root there is on it. It's going to survive no matter what I do to it today. Even if I just take off all the dead pieces, it's going to come back. They're very vigorous trees. In fact, I found the more you cut, the more they like it. They just put on more and more growth. They get bigger and better as they go. So we've got two branches from the same point. We'll take one out. It's not really a problem which one we take out. Just make that a little bit neater. Got a nice big scar there. That needs to come out. I might need my bigger cutters. Let me see if I can split it first. That's better. So never overstress your tools. If you haven't got the right size one, don't force them because you'll damage them. So with this one, I've just taken a little piece at a time. And that way, and just take a little bit like that. There's no need to try and take the whole branch in one go. You can even use these to peel back and scar the branch if you want. So they heal over really well. They do make nice scars. It all adds to the age of the tree, the concept of age that you're trying to make. So sometimes trees really benefit from having scars. Major trees in the wild don't leave unscathed. They get eaten by wildlife. Branches come off in storms. They all get their own fair share of damage, which adds to the character of the tree. So something that's as vigorous as this you can be as adventurous as you want. And because this is a free piece of material, it hasn't cost me anything. It was just a branch on a much larger tree in the garden. Doesn't really make any difference what you do to it, as long as you enjoy what you do, as long as you learn from the process. Any mistakes I make on this tree, I hopefully won't make on the next tree. And it's always a learning curve. You can learn what to cut, when to cut, how much to cut, and how many risks you can take with a tree. A lot of it depends on the vigour of the tree, a lot of it can depend on the time of the year that you do it. If you do all these major branch cuts at the end of the growing season, then you're running the risk that you have a bad winter and the frost will get into the cut if you don't protect the cut. That can cause the branch to die back, and if it's severe enough, it can even kill the tree. I've certainly had a few occasions in my early years of doing bonsai where my lack of experience has caused me to kill a tree. I thought I was doing the right thing at the right time, but you live and learn by your mistakes, as in most things in life. If you never made any mistakes, you probably wouldn't learn, live and evolve. So these are all just going to be trimmed back. So there's a few weeks growing season left. We're supposed to be getting a couple of really hot weeks coming up, which is going to help this tree no end. I'll keep an eye on it, as I do with all of the ones that I reach in pot. Just give it a little bit of extra TLC that it needs. Let's take that off. And let's get it up. So at that point there, we've got 4 branches coming out. Don't need 4. We're only induce inverse taper in the branch, so take that one out. This one's in the wrong direction anyway. So we thin that down. So that's going to introduce taper into the branch, which is what you're looking for. That can come off there, which now induces taper. Oh, that was dead anyway. Right, that one's going back in the wrong direction. That will come off. This top section, there's a nice branch coming off there, which is going to give me taper into the leader. Right, these branches, do I wire them? Do I cut them? Right, this one here, it's got all these small pieces, they're definitely coming off. This one, we've got 2 from the same point. We take the thin one out, because we've got a nice thick branch here, and then it changes to thinner branch, so we can reduce the taper into that area of the tree. This one I'm just going to nip off for a moment. I think I'll leave that one to grow. This one can come off. This one at the junction could replace this branch and this branch, so I will leave that to grow next year. Get that one put on as much growth as it wants, so it thickens up, and we can get a nice transition from this really thick branch. In a few years' time, this whole branch may come off, because this one here is in a nice position to take over from that, and it's thin enough that I can guide it in the direction I really want it to go. So, very long straight branch there, which is paralleled by this branch underneath it. I'm thinking I might have to take that off. Certainly one or the other's got to come off. I think I'll take this one off, to be honest, because that's going to make a nice tree on its own. It's already got some nice taper in it. That can then cascade over. So it's a case of getting the saw back out, I think. And hopefully knock that one off. So if I go there, then I'll be able to scar it back as well. Bend the branch down as I cut it, so the saw moves freely. That's better. So take your time, no need to rush. Doesn't have to come off all in one go. There you go, nice and clean. Let's go, make sure I don't scar the branch underneath. Blade. That's it. That can go in another pot. And that's another tree. Right, so that one, now that I've got it like that, I can just nibble it away. The wen cutters, or knob cutters as some people call them. So again, it's just take off little pieces at a time. Try and give it a little bit of interest. So I could leave it troweled like that, or take it right back, so you get an hollow like that one. Could hollow it out if you wanted to. I'm just going to take it back fairly flush with the main trunk. From this side as well. Front line there. That's better. That's got a nice chunk out of it. That's fantastic. You'll get there. Right, so I think I'll get the smaller cutters. Just go in around the edge. Let's see if mine's in this one. Right, I'll carve that a little bit later. I'll let that dry out a little bit. And I'll just get the Dremel on and just give it a bit of a tidy up. That's what I'm going to do here for today. Right, take this little knob off here, like that. Right, so let's have a quick look. Right, so that's probably going to be the front of the tree. So that's going to be the front of the tree. This is going to be a nice back branch, so what I think I will do is this will be, we'll take this piece of the branch off and leave this. So I think I'll leave this on for this year, take that one off next year, just leave a little bit of extra greenery on it. That's going to be a nice leader going up there. I might take that one off again. I'll leave it to next year. I might bend it over one way or the other. And I'll just tidy up this scar at the top. I just cut off the main tree a few years back. string pliers to just grab and tear. And you can roll it back. Scars on the branch. That'll just make it look like it's been hit by lightning or something, and it's lost the branch naturally. That'll do. It's been ripped down the length. That's got a bit of scarring. That'll be fine. Right, so decisions. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be enough for today. I might just trim a little bit off the top there. So you've got a nice branch there. And taper. Yeah, leave that one. I think both of those branches will come off next year. We'll use this one as the new leader, and then with the possibility of that one growing in. So that's a cutting for free, basically. Now, if you hadn't seen me pot it up today, you would think that that had been in the pot for 20 or 30 years because of the way the bark has fissured at the bottom. It's got lovely age to it. Doesn't look like it's a five minute old tree, which is basically what it is. It's only been in the pot for a few minutes, so that's going to develop and get better as the years go on. You can redefine or define some of the dead areas here. We can strip this back a bit later on, put a nice shari down the trunk perhaps. But that's enough. Next year it'll sprout out with lots of little branches like this, and it'll give us lots more ideas and options for it. But what I think I would like eventually is to have this as one cascading canopy, another cascading canopy there, and one cascading there. So you have like a triangle of cascading branches. So because these are very flexible, they're still going to be flexible next year. I'm not going to do it now. I'll wait until the new year when the new growth starts to come out, and you never know, you might get new growth coming in the direction you want, so you might not have to put any wire on it, and if you don't put wire on it, it helps really. So you don't have to do, I'm a great believer that if you don't do work that you don't have to do. So I'll let the tree recover, let it put on some new growth next year, see where we go from there. Thanks very much.